What if the biggest lie you tell is the one nobody else can hear dead? The alarm you keep snoozing.
The workout you keep skipping.
The call you keep avoiding. Today, we're asking how broken promises to yourself quietly train you to quit. Only on The Big Show.
Good morning, nation. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. We got Jimmy on the buttons, and of course, we got our very own producer, Neiman, out there making sure the words sound as good as I look this morning. We got Dwayne and Rico doing the fucking arm wrestle for who's going to own the baby boomer token. He is toothless and proud. His name, Matt Roof. Our very own Dr. John Petricelli, our resident bullshit professor. Brianna, you're always teaching me, man, every single Tuesday. Nation, you will not find this kind of knowledge anywhere on the planet to start your day other than Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, what a shaking nation. It is Wednesday, August 5th, and show 3106 is live, baby. I think I got something in my ears, Jimmy. I can't hear myself. Hey, nobody hears you break a promise to yourself except my own ears. And that's why it feels free this morning. Oh, maybe it's a little weird in my ears this morning. And it's all my issue. It's not your issue. Good morning, everybody. Your alarm rings, you negotiate, and nobody files a complaint. No, not at all, actually. Just, then you say you're done drinking during the week. You're like, oh yeah. And then Thursday shows up. You're like, okay, it's Little Friday. I think I'm going to have a drink. And then you say you're making the call today. And then you don't. The number stays in your phone. No argument, no disappointed face, no contract on the table. You just quietly break a promise to yourself. Yeah, and that's what men misunderstand about confidence, because when we do something, we get confidence from it. It's the memory of doing what you said you would do when nobody could force you. And the answer? No, the answer is not a bigger promise. No, the bigger promise makes the next failure big. Well, it seems much more dramatic. The answer is a promise small enough to survive a bad day and important enough to count. So today, nation, on episode 3106, we are going to talk about how to earn your own trust back. One kept word at a time. And that's going to happen with our very own Dan Schlund, who's joining us this morning on Morning 2, I think, of his journey back to the Dan he wants to know. We're going to get all that happening. Man, I'm a little distracted by the sound of my ears this morning. We're going to get all that and so much more happening right now, live on the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Jimmy. Let's get the morning loop started so I can figure out my ears live on the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Good morning, nation. Yesterday's show gave us a world champion, an accountability comeback, and a few surprises from Brianna.
Our guest Meredith showed how discipline and recovery carried her from injury back to a world record. That's champion work.
Then Dan really came back for accountability. Everybody started doing push-ups, and somehow we lost our host on the screen for a second.
Then we got to know Brianna beyond the serious questions. John's hot seat questions slowly uncovered the person behind the therapist.
Every Tuesday, we learn something new about Brianna. This week, bicycles and scuba diving somehow became the biggest surprise.
If you missed yesterday's fun, watch the replay. And by the way, Handsome Chief, we're starting to love John's sultry voice. Let's start the morning loop.
All right, you guys tune into the show before you guys know what we got going on. We got some committed, we got some words of wisdom. Looks like we got some words of wisdom from maybe Dana White. We got an epic spot. We got a WTF is this. And Jimmy, we haven't checked in with the snooze tracker in a while. No, while I clean my earpiece here, I think the problem is that there's a bunch of crazy wax in my ear. Yeah, well, not in my ear, but in like the earpiece. Sorry to gross you guys out this morning as you're having your morning coffee. But hey, that's just how it works. Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning, Rico. Hey, guys, just a heads up, a big shout out. Hey, Jimmy, I think Archie's in the room this morning. Eh? Shout out Archie launches the Roofing Authority Network on the LinkedIn page last night. Good job, Arch. I'm going to get you the proper logo for that one, brother. So, but that's awesome, man. I love that. Great job, great leadership. And we're going to get you the proper logo to get that rocking and rolling. rolling up there properly. But Jimmy, let's go to Snooze Tracker, man. Snooze Tracker. I see Dwayne's not snoozing this morning, and I don't think Sloan's tracking this morning. So Jimmy, we haven't visited this in a while. So listen, there we go. That's what happens when you move that brown shit out of your ear. Yeah, good morning, Holroyd. All right, so to those of you that have been snoozing since day one of 2026, Jimmy, where are we at? 1 day, 8 hours, 36 minutes. No, is that, hold on. I got my old eyes are having a hard time seeing that here. I guess a day, isn't it, Jimmy? Is that a whole day behind? Oh yeah, 1 day, 8 hours, 31 minutes, and 32 seconds. Wow. Just sitting back there laying in your bed, just doing nothing, just wasting your life away. Good times. Good times. Speaking of good times, you guys been to the grocery store lately? If your name's John Anderson, you haven't been because he doesn't go to the grocery store. Listen, so there's some chitter chatter get out there about this whole idea of dynamic pricing. So today's pick a side. Today, man, Jimmy, I feel like I'm just falling apart everywhere here on the show this morning. Everything's just falling apart. Today's pick a side is we're talking dynamic pricing in the grocery store. Jimmy, throw this up. So pick a side. Should we all pay the same price for something, or should we be paying for somebody determinant? I hope I never take it down. What are you talking about, Sullivan? So here's the thing. Should we be paying the same price for something, or should we be paying determinant on the price of what we can afford? So some grocery stores are considering this whole idea of pricing content and pricing product based on what your affordability is. Just like some of those restaurants you go to, hey, pay what you can afford to pay. No, it's $50 for the steak. It's not what you can afford to pay. So I have an opinion on this. No, the price is the price. It's not some like, oh, so Jimmy can only afford $1, so I'm only going to charge him $2. No, fuck, man. Jimmy, go to work, get a job, man. So it's, if you want to afford a $5 buck of milk, then go work to make $5. So I'm not a big fan of this pick a side, subsidizing society. It's the same thing I hear going on in New York City there. They're opening up government-led grocery stores. What the is that? Honest to God. Now listen, I'm all about helping humans. I really am. And to those of you guys that think otherwise, I think you're grossly mistaken. But I'm also a business guy who deserves to make a profit for all the hard hours we work. So I don't know. I'm not really all about I'm really not all about subsidizing somebody's inability to make money because I decided to make money and you did not. So there you go. Pick a side, guys. Where do you come into this one at? Holroyd, Sullivan, Whitaker, Rico. What do you guys think about this one? Are you guys all a fan of dynamic pricing, or are you guys a fan of the price is the price is the price is the price? And I don't care if you can't afford it. It's like saying, well, I can't afford the Louis Vuitton bag, so I only want to give you $500 for the Louis Vuitton bag, even though it's worth $5,000. No, if you can't afford it, just what it is. Yeah, true story. Hey, I also saw some shit here happening in Canada, Jimmy. So because the global situation happening with meat, they got Australian beef coming to Canada for like freaking 60% less than local beef. Oh yeah, people are going to be up in arms. I'm sure about that one. So there you go. Pick a side this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. All right, let's keep the show on the road. Trending topic this morning is an interesting one because Anderson and Billis have been talking about this one. And I think we all knew this was going to happen. If anybody goes back and watches an episode from a few weeks back, I'd like to think that we kind of predicted this. Jimmy, what's going on with the trending topic? Where's SpaceX right now?
SpaceX lost 47% in 7 weeks. That's not a stock dip, but that's a billionaire rocket doing a belly flop into accounting. Tomorrow, 911 million insider shares unlock. That's not a financial event. That's a workplace fire drill with equity and better shoes.
So let's talk about every founder's nightmare. When the story is wearing a spacesuit, but the math is outside smoking by the dumpster.
Did you say smoking by the dumpster? Sorry, I got to go for a smoke. I'm kidding. I'm absolutely kidding, you guys. Come on, I don't smoke my first cannabis until about 7:05. Come on. All joking. Hey, I just got a wonderful note. They just gave me all warm and fuzzies. Jimmy, I got an awesome note, man, from a friend of mine. I haven't seen in a long time. And the guy's a few years older than I am. I got a lot of respect and love for the guy. The guy's awesome. It's funny because when I met him, his name's John. Oh, are you kidding me? I just realized that his name is actually John. Yeah. Johnny H. I'll leave the last full name with Johnny H. So I met John. John's actually 10 years older than I am, and Zeglin's 10 years younger than I am. And I met these two guys at kind of the same period of my life. And I was really inspired by both of them. John H. is a very successful businessman here in Winnipeg, and AJ Zeglin, well, he's just a stud. So I told John H. about my journey and my health lifestyle journey in the last somewhat 35 days. And I sent him a note last night. I said, hey, dude, we should grab a coffee sometime. And Jimmy, he sends his note to me. Okay. So let's chat Monday 17th and work out a plan. Looking forward to it. Miss your energy and positive attitude in the gym. Yes, baby. Johnny H. Nice comments from John. It's, you know what? When you get those comments from someone, it just makes you feel good. I feel great. I feel good, getting a nice little note from John this morning. All right. Yes. Keith only has friends named John. I'm trying to think now, Jimmy, if I had any friends named John before I met you guys on the show here, I'm just going to kind of go back in my life here. And I'm thinking of my days as a high school kid, as a junior high kid. I don't think John entered my life until like the last 3 years, where all of a sudden there's Johns everywhere. Good morning, Whitaker. Good to see you. Yes. Cheryl Whitaker coming up live here in about 18 minutes on the big network. We call Mornings and Alive with Keith, John, and friends. All right, Jimmy, you threw the segment and I just completely ignored it. SpaceX is going in the dumpster right now. And listen, we're just having some fun with it. It's just how the markets work along the way. But yes, for almost 50% down. So it's funny because we were talking on this show, was it back in June there, Jim, when they were about to raise it and go live, and it was the IPO. What was the IPO? About $150, and then it went up to 225. I think it was June 16th, and now trading at 115. Yeah, down 47%. Yeah, a lot of people were out shorting the stock in the last few weeks or so. Maybe there's a good lesson here, Jim. Maybe the good lesson is that sometimes the first to the game might not be the right person to the game. So I don't know. It's an interesting one. But here's the other reality. This is a long-term play. So those that are considering the investment in SpaceX or following the story, I think it's quite fascinating actually, because this will be a long ride. We're all going to watch for a long time. Again, reading in the earnings reports yesterday, they expect, and here's what's crazy, man. When I like to read these things, I like to kind of read in between the lines, right? You read all the lines, then you kind of read in between them and you go, wait a minute. Because his CFO and COO said one thing, and then Elon says something else, and you kind of got to find that the answer is in the middle of that. You know what they predict, Jimmy? They predict in the next 10 years that SpaceX will have the majority of the global internet on the planet because of their constellation of satellites, and they figure that it's going to be working its way through their network of constellation of product there. So fascinating, man. They're talking over the next 10 years that they're going to be running most of the global internet traffic. All right, Dan Schlund should be here later this morning, checking in on day 2 of his journey back to Dan. We should call it Back to Dan. Yeah, Back to Dan. Speaking of Back to Dan, let's back it up. Anderson's in the house. Let's see what's shaking with Johnny Anderson.
The banana.
How are you, pal?
I'm good. I just had a really fucking weird experience. So I go, the fucking menu is getting so big. I'm getting in.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I go into Cheryl's show.
Yeah. She was there.
But I think that it's, I see her, but I hear your voice. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm looking around and I'm trying to figure out so she was there, head down, didn't see even saw that I showed up, but she was listening to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's like she would have had it on somewhere. That's funny, man.
So I was sitting there going, okay, I'm just like totally like Twilight Zone. Like, fuck, I hear the little fucker. Where is he? You know? And then I realized it went in the wrong show. She's probably listening right now, laughing her ass off. Her head was down the whole time, so I'm assuming she didn't see
doing that. I'm watching the show and she's laughing away and giggling away there. That's funny.
I was sitting there going, and I wasn't really looking either. I clicked the button and I'm finishing up what I was doing, and I hear your voice and I think I'm good. I look it up. There's Cheryl. I'm like, Okay, where's the little nutty fucker? You know?
He's right here. What's going on, Kiesel? I got Kiesel in the comments as well. He says, hey, man, the struggle is real. Johns and login struggles. Yes, true. I know.
Well, that fucking menu, dude, it's getting big. That's cool.
It's funny, man. So I've invited, last few months I'm working with a good friend of mine, John Kiesel, over on the roosting side of things. And you guys are very similar. You're very different in so many ways. The fact of funny is his name's John. And he's also struggling with logging into shit. But you know what's crazy, man? I had an epiphany this morning. I heard from another friend of mine. When I met AJ Johnny a number of years back at Focus, I met another fellow. His name is John H., 10 years old than I am. Go figure, his name's fucking John as well. So I got all these friends in my life that are just named John. So if your name's not John, you actually can't be Keith's friend. Nope, true story, 100%. Hey, so look
I know you made too many of those at the lake house.
Yes.
And then there's only 60 homes, right?
Yeah.
There's like 7 Pauls. Like, fuck, you got to be named Paul to fucking move in here? What the fuck, man?
So, dude, I was eager to catch up with you today for a few things. First of all, let's have some giggles about SpaceX. And I only bring it up giggling because you and I were chatting about it as it built up to the IPO. And then
How much is it down?
So it's down actually 47%.
So how much? What's the
stocks trading this morning at 115.
It was at 108 not too long ago.
Yeah, so if you remember, it opened at 155, remember? And then it went as high as 225, right?
And a lot of people were not even getting it. Even though they put the request at the open, they were paying 165, 170 to get it.
I know. So I'm chatting because I know you and I have been tracking this just through curiosity. We've been tracking it, right? And so it's down. So there's a lot of short sellers that were predicting this. So I think there's a lot of shorts that made some money in the last 24 hours or so. But what struck me in his earnings report yesterday, John, and you'll appreciate this because you've been in the Starlink game here for a while. SpaceX is predicting in the next 10 years that they're going to have most of, I'll put most in full internet traffic. They expect it to be going through their platform.
Through Starlink.
Yeah, exactly. Because the constellation of satellites they're doing and all the investment they're doing across that. And because there's so many nations in the world right now that use their product for internet, right? That they expect over the next 10 years that all those countries coming aboard, it's just Starlink and that's what it is. So perhaps
I think even if you bought it at 200 and you hold it for any length of time, you're fine.
Oh, I agree.
It's just the idea that if you're going to spend 10 grand, why not get double the amount of stock by waiting a little bit?
No, you're bang on.
Right? Once it goes below 100, I'm going to start picking it up.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track there because I think it's going to be one of those Tesla type situations, right? Where it's like, okay, because back when we couldn't see it, aka myself, I decided to spend $250,000 on the Roadster instead of the stock. Right. So if I would have spent the money on the stock instead of the Roadster, there's a good chance Keith and John might not be friends because Keith probably has many more zeros in his bank account than he does not.
But you'd be lost as a motherfucker.
Well, I won't argue with you. No, you know what?
Yeah.
I will not argue with you. There's a good chance, and I'll just fucking say this. There's a good chance I might have been in jail, might have been dead, might have made some really bad decisions. And I'm not
but 50 million wasn't enough to fucking make you to do all that dumb shit. What does it take to get
I'm not trying to say that with hyperbole. I just know myself. And I know that, I just know myself back then. And I just know myself well enough that, good things happen for a reason. And you and the other Johns have been good reasons for that. So, hey, so I was eager to chat today. I want to talk. So we got Dan Schlund joining us at some point this morning, I expect. But I also want to talk to you about my little personal lifestyle journey here. So, feeling a little hungry. I've been noticing a little bit of food noise creeping in, but hold on before you comment because I was going to text last night and said, no, I'm going to talk to John about this today. So because here's how my brain works, right? My brain goes, okay, this is creeping back in. Oh my God, do I got to go rush to up my dose? Hold on. I'm like, it's creeping in. No, I got to manage.
I'm listening. Stop telling me to hold on. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm loving this. No, because I was last night I wrote you a big text. I was like, no, fuck it. I got to talk to John about this because I want to just express myself, right? So
yeah, thank you because I fucking hate getting these fucking brick texts. I'm like, everybody knows I don't like to fucking read. Come on.
So I was gonna send you. I was gonna send you a video, but I was like, the noise started creeping in, right? And I was like, okay, there's some noise here. I noticed it too. I'm like, I don't like this noise. And then the noise in my stomach was starting to grumble a little bit. Don't like this noise at all. I'm like, all right. I'm mindful of it. I'm aware of it. I know it's time to eat in an hour from now. I did my thing, hit all my marks yesterday, hit all my protein marks. Still woke up this morning, a little bit noisy, true story, not in a negative way, but it's there, not like it was a few weeks ago. Knowing that I'm back onto the pin tomorrow. Tomorrow's my second shot at it. And to keep my weekly dose at 3 milligrams. Now, the one side,
tell me when I can jump in.
One last thing. One side of me says, okay, but you should go up. Then I'm like, well, no, because that kind of defeats the purpose, according to what John would say. Because because you can't just keep fucking going up. Life doesn't work that way. So I'm done talking. Johnny,
define stomach grumbling.
Just like natural, like hunger, stomach kind of grumbling, like a natural kind of.
What's rule number 1?
Eat until you're full. Don't overeat.
Jesus Christ, brother! You just broke every fucking rule in one sentence.
I'm sorry.
You listen. You need to understand the rules. We covered those. Now it's time for you to really dig into those. So please mental note this. Rule number 1: never be hungry. And I told you during Reddit you weren't going to have to fight that much. Rule number 2 is what you're going to have to fight was never be full. That's what we've always fought. Rule number 3, the 25% rule. So now that you can feel that grumble, feed it.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to ask. So I don't know if it was hungry, or that's why I wanted to converse with whether it's hunger.
That's what I said, but I said stomach, and you said grumbling. If it's moving,
yeah, you're right. Duh. Yeah.
So don't think here. Don't listen to this. Is the one you have to manage. Down here, you listen, because when you actually eat a little bit more, what are you going to do? You're going to fucking put on more muscle. Nobody gets fucking fat eating protein.
Dude, I'm not scared about getting fat. Trust me. I know,
but I'm not. I'm just saying. It's just for generally speaking, nobody gets fat eating protein.
Duh, the awareness part again. That's why I'm having these conversations. Yes, because I was
what you want to do.
Yes.
See, when the stomach rumbles like that,
yes,
one of two things is going to happen. You're going to feed it, and you're going to put a log on the fire, and it's going to grow. Or you're going to not feed it, and it's going to start to fucking die. So you just pinch your metabolic rate a little bit.
Yes.
And remember, the metabolic rate is everything. Metabolic rate with Retta is the magic.
Thank you for
reminding me. Let Retta kill the metabolic rate. Now you're just like every other dumb fucker who's trying to not eat. And
you know what? And I want to talk this out because my confusion has been you just said that, has been unwiring my learning, man, from fucking 1,000 years.
Yeah. I need to not eat. No, fuck.
Well, it wasn't so much not eating, Johnny. It was because I'm on your page about eating. I'm all about the fire, burning the fire. I really am. What for me it was maybe a confusion in my brain. Like, was it okay? Is it actually my stomach grumbling, or is it just my fucking being kind of like a wussy right now? That no, you're not hungry, Bill. It's just fucking smarten up, right? But no, you're right. I'm
100%. So you have it's all two separate. It's two separate voices.
Yes,
two separate signals, I should say.
Yes, yeah. But no, you're right. Now that that's why I wanted to talk about it. I just didn't want to send you a note yesterday because this is what I needed. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm going to. Okay, so let's talk about the other side of that. So then, somebody who might not be as educated or having this kind of conversation, would somebody just go, okay, I got to up I got to up myself? Because at what point?
Usually this is where people panic. Oh my God, it's coming back. It's not working. No, it's all of the things that are helping us are still working.
Yes.
It's just the part that the easy street now requires a little bit of management here.
Yes.
But here you feed it.
Yes.
Answer the door. So your body knocked on door. Knock. Awesome. If you don't fucking answer, it's going to stop fucking knocking.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that. And trust me, I was going to send you pictures from it, but no, I'll wait for a few more weeks. Because, dude, I have never looked right now the way I've looked ever my entire life.
Dude, we're going to listen. In your mid 50s, you're going to have a better physique in mid 50s than you've ever had in your life.
Dude, I already have, and I'm kind of I'm a little bodybuilder, man. I joke with you, but I'm a little man. And I this morning I was like, wow, looking pretty good, Bill. Let's get back to go eat some food. So I was feeling good about myself. I was, but I was really eager to have this chat about what's the difference between what's happening up here and what's happening here. So thank you for that. That was
so the best way to deal with this is just ask yourself a question. What am I listening to?
Yes.
My stomach or my head?
Yeah. And if my stomach's grumbling, go feed them.
Go fucking feed it. That's the fire saying, I need some fuel. Here, That's the one. That's the one. Now we start to learn to manage because it's very manageable. You did it. You did it last night.
No, I did it last night. No, you're
that's
right.
What I'm saying because it's become because this voice is a whisper. It's not a yell.
Oh yeah, dude. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. That's Nation. We're just doing some live lifestyle learnings on the air here with Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. I needed that reminder, chat. That was a good one.
What we're doing though, so because this is a huge problem for most Reddit users, right? This is the part that people complain about because with semaglutide or tirzepatide, Gen 1, Gen 2, that part that kills the stomach is so much fucking stronger that doesn't come back for a long time. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't come back to the point where people get all fucking sucked up and malnourished. But so we basically for the people that have trouble with this, what we're doing, it's kind of a custom blend. So there's another one. It's not a GLP. It's called cagrelintide.
Yeah. So I've been reading. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically CAG is a different set of signals. It's going to the brain saying you're full, you're full, you're full. So it's a different type of hitting that voice in your head. So it's not like you can only take so much Reddit, and we could easily go up a little bit, but it's way too soon. That makes sense. Yeah, you need to learn what we need to do is let you learn to manage this. And when the management becomes borderline uncontrollable, then we'll pop it up a little bit. And then the same thing, the process will repeat itself every time we bump ourselves up, and you're going to have different cracks at management every time. At a certain point, let's just say 5 milligrams, right? We're going to say, okay, we're going high enough with Reddit. Maybe, who knows, maybe 6, we don't know. Bottom line is once you cross that 4, you've kind of maxed out what at least the studies are showing. You've maxed out I shouldn't say max out, but you've got the glucagon receptor, which is the fat burner, running at full steam. So you're not even running at full steam yet, right? No. So that's when we bring in the custom mix, which is instead of a 10 milligram bottle of Retta, which we call Gold 3, then we'll basically switch you over to what we call Platinum 4, which is still 10 milligrams of Retta, 2 milligrams of CAG in the same bottle.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually testing it right now because I'm always because I test to make sure that the mixtures are proper before we bring it. But that's actually we're not the first ones to do it, but we're in the front of the pack for sure.
Cool.
Chase was actually the first one to do it.
Yeah. So let's come back to that. I've been let's come back to that in a little bit. I want to keep
the first one to do it to my knowledge. Forgive me.
Yeah, no, but I've been because I heard about CAG and I wanted to ask you about that. Plus, there's another one too, but let's get back into that in a little bit later in the show. Here we got Dan Schlund joining us. Dude, I'm fucking enjoying this research journey. I can tell you that right now. We got Dan Schlund joining us at some point this morning. Maybe we can do some push-ups.
Here's what we're gonna call Dan. Yeah. So you said I don't know what you said. It was gay. We got to do something better than that. You know, you're just as bad at that as nicknames, dude.
Yeah. What are we calling Dan?
Rocket Man to Round Man.
Yeah.
Back to Rocket Man.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then we'll create like a graphic.
You see that poor fucker? He climbs up off the ground. He's round as a goddamn bowling ball.
Oh, fuck, Anderson, you're funny, man. Hey, so guess what might be making a comeback, Nation? And for all my Gen X's out there, like all of us, we all grew up with this thing, and it's on its way back, apparently. And it might start with a my. Hey, Jimmy, you ready for this one? It might start with a my, and it might end with a space. Again, Jimmy, what's up?
MySpace is coming back, which is perfect because America definitely needed one more place to ignore each other with glitter backgrounds.
I'm terrified somewhere. Anderson just woke up like Dracula, whispering, "Put me back in your top 8, bitch!"
So the question is, are we nostalgic or just so socially broken we're rebooting our emotional damage in HTML?
Remember MySpace? Like, that's old school, man. So apparently the owners are looking at bringing it back, largely because the world has become a bunch of AI-generated AI slop. They're thinking, hey, maybe people will like this whole idea of kind of back to the olden days of the internet. So we'll see. We'll see if that it does.
It's like bell-bottom jeans.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, 100%.
Well, and see, in MySpace hit at a time when such a small percentage of users were up to speed, so it didn't really get put into a very hot market.
No, and then
nowadays you drop a new one in, like, fuck, look at all these new things coming out, fucking Substack and this and that. I know. This is great. Listen to this, dude. This is so funny. My mom was like, "Oh yeah, I've been watching you on Substack." And I was like, I swear to God, I said,
I love it.
I was like, what is Substack, Mom? Because she whips it out and shows me. And I'm like, 4-year-old
mom.
Because, well, no, is she anyway? Because I love it. Because the team knows that when something new comes out, we start it and start fucking posting. I didn't even fucking know they did it.
Oh, that's so good, man. I love it. That's so good. Hey, Jimmy, let's run this Committed, man. So, it seems like more and more people are trying to do and we both know the craziest things to get attention. Look at this one. So this guy drops a board into the water, and you might know. So I was like, what the hell is this guy going to do? So he drops like a paddle board. Now start putting your brain together. What he's going to do? He's going to base jump off of the fucking bridge to land on the paddleboard. Like, dude, we're talking like just these incredible feats people try to do.
Dude, real quick, going back to that fucking jump. Jesus Christ, if that throw is interrupted by a foot catching that thing, he doesn't fucking open his chute.
Isn't that true, right? Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Well, look at the way he threw it, dude. It was like, that's like, holy shit. If you don't get that thing just right, you're going to catch a limb on that thing, and it's wrapping itself around you. You're just going to fall straight to the water.
So he didn't land on the board per se, but I saw the throw too, and he did it so nonchalantly, like, oh yeah, just like it was.
Yeah. He does not enough mustard. He catches a toe. Yeah. It's over.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, on the weekend here, and we've been talking with this guy for a few months, but I don't know if you knew this. I did not until I saw this clip. Before Obi Fama became a WWE superstar. Check this out. Did you know he was a pretty awesome, like, NCAA shot put athlete? Like, hey Jimmy, do you have
most of the fucking head?
Before this guy was body slamming humans on national television, he looked like he was one bad lunch break from quitting life. That's the beauty of America. One day you're underpaid and dead-eyed. Next day you're oiled up, screaming in spandex. So let's talk about the most ridiculous career glow-up in sports entertainment history, because LinkedIn could never compete with this shit.
Big shot put guy, Johnny.
Well, most of the heavy hitters, like, they grab them from some other place like this.
Yeah.
Like, I was at the Arnold when I'm having Adam shit, I can't remember, Shear, I think.
Yeah.
He was in a strawman contest, and Mark Henry saw him. Was like, dude, let's bring you over here. They're always on the lookout for for a massive fucking dude, because they understand, there's potential to turn him into the next monster.
I guess so. Yeah, because you look for the big guy that stands out, the monster. See if he has the attitude, the character. If you can kind of bring him to life, right? And then you go and recruit him. So, but I didn't know. So he's a Nigerian fellow, quite successful, I guess, on the as an amateur athlete. And I think you called it once they got him into the business. They realized this guy could be a superstar, and he's just taken a whole life of his own on. He's quite the beast.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, that's when he showed up. Where you can see he's still a big dude, but he was not walking around with his shirt off.
No.
So they just knew all they need to do is peel some fat off him. So they bring him into developmental. Yeah, I think he actually worked with a guy that I worked with. I think the guy who oversees the training center I used to work with in New Japan.
Okay, yeah.
And so they bring him in, they start teaching him how to wrestle, and then tell him he's got to get himself in fucking shape. And if he can do it, that's one of the biggest things, is getting themselves in shape is one of the hardest parts of the equation.
Oh yeah.
He did a fucking, if you look, we looked at those pictures, the before and after. He was a fat fuck.
100%.
Yeah. He was a fat thrower, which he needed to be, not saying fat in a bad way.
I know.
It's like a fucking fat lineman. Who cares?
Yes. Yes.
But he transformed himself. So right away, they realize, okay, he can get himself in shape quickly, and he's got the discipline to do it. We can put some fucking effort behind him.
This guy has the ability to do it, right? So let's put some effort and money behind him. Well, you're right. I guess when you put it that way, right? Because for us to put some effort behind you, effort means money, and I got to know that you're going to be committed to the work because I'm putting a bunch of money behind you to push you. right? So yeah, I never kind of thought about it that way. Hey, so you and I joke often about robots and robots coming and taking the world over, and the world of drone warfare, changing shit. Well, a brand new interesting looking robot has introduced the world. Hey, Jimmy, how about this robot that has wheels? Pretty damn scary and fast at the same time. Jimmy.
This morning's story, a 25-kilo robot dog with wheels can outrun your jog and follow you. That's not innovation. That's a nightmare with traction. If my dog followed me 30 kilometers, I'd call it loyalty. If this thing does it, I'm updating my will mid-sprint. So the question is simple: rescue machine, factory Lelper, or the world's first Roomba that makes you shit yourself?
Let me run this clip for Johnny to see this thing, man. Look how fast this thing is. So it goes up to 20 kilometers an hour.
Straight all-terrain vehicle. Look at that.
Look how fucking scary that is, though. So they built it.
Jesus Christ. Can you see that thing fucking coming down a mountainside at you? Holy Christ.
Dude, right?
It looks like a fucking creature.
It absolutely does. So they built it for civilian inspection and industrial work. Yeah, not really. They built it for robotic wolves for reconnaissance and assault. So it's actually a military vehicle, as we can see. It is, right. It looks like
they created that for when they're going to bring in martial law is what they created.
They created that, and when they decided to go and take over that island across the Strait of Taiwan over there in a couple of years, which they'll just first those things there, and it'll just okay, we're done, we have it.
That's called the modern day sheepdog.
Yeah. No kidding. Good morning, everybody. Hang out with Keith and John this morning. I'm Mornings Alive with Keith, John, and friends. We got Dan Schlund, I believe, Rocket Man to Round Man to Rocket Man, who should be on the show this morning. Our new word for Dan Schlund this morning. Hey,
rocket to round to rocket.
Rocket round to rocket. How was your day yesterday? What did you do with the brother and the mom? What did you guys do yesterday?
So I hung up my brother a little bit before he went to work, and then just went and hung out with my mom. We were there till 6 o'clock, then came back home with my brother, and I think then said goodbye to her because we won't see her again today. Then we'll hang out with my brother again, probably 10, and then we'll split.
Oh yeah,
just straight up. A lot of great conversations.
I know you love those conversations with your mom, don't you?
I love them, definitely my brother too. I mean, different conversations, but it's just, we don't. My brother was like, "What are you guys up to next?" And I kind of laid out. Tara and I have a fucking packed rest of the year in a good way.
Yeah,
like we have literally the rest of the year is pretty much scheduled out every other weekend until we get down to Mexico. It's every other weekend we have some other engagement with people that we care about. We're just, as you think about it, God, you get to this certain point in life, you've got the financial freedom to do what the fuck you want to do. What's important? Your relationships. So go fucking invest in them.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. Absolutely hard to argue with that. Hey, so ever since I known that you and your wonderful Terry decided to get into an airplane and get some interest around flying,
I still haven't told her that story, by the way.
Well, so I'm looking for my pilot John's advice on this one. What do you think happened wrong here? Jimmy, run this clip for us. So check this out. So, and I'm being serious. So they were fine.
What went wrong there? Everything. More of the question is what went right?
Yeah.
But I can kind of tell you right there, just from a little I know.
Yeah.
You look at the way that he was. See, he went up. He's turning, so he kind of it looks like he stalled it, and then he wasn't able to make the turn back and flatten himself out. Because when the plane will if he had enough room, he'd have been fine. He could have recovered if he had.
But it was too far to the ground. Yeah, he couldn't recover.
Too close. Yeah, as he went into that turn, he's going slow enough where the plane kind of stalled in the middle of that turn. And if let's say he did another 5,000 feet, he'd have gone down and recovered it. But he came down and hit the ground.
Oh yeah. Now he was okay. That was at Quebec City, John accident there. A few weeks back.
Can you imagine the impact? Just fucking straight to the ground,
like just straight to the ground. Yeah.
It's actually, if you look at that, I don't know how high it was, but he wasn't terribly high.
No.
To the point where he could actually survive that impact.
Yeah, that's yeah. They always say,
and for a pilot watching this, if I'm incorrect, I very well could be. That's my very limited knowledge of what I see.
well, yeah. So, and that's they say, right, taking off, landing, the heart, the scariest part of flying.
It's the low altitudes because you don't have any correction time.
Oh, right. Yeah. If
you're that's when the instructor, he's like, look, if you keep us above 5,000 feet, I want you between 5,000 and 6,000 feet. You're up here, you do your thing, because he knew that if I fucked it up, he had time to recover.
Yeah, well, that would make sense, because when I was doing my flying stuff with my buddy back in our 20s there, we would stall and do that crazy shit way up there in the sky.
Yeah.
So you had time to kind of figure it out, right? So, yeah. Hey, so Google Earth made a I see Danny's there. Yeah, Danny, we got the Rocket Man in the green. We'll bring him up here in a little bit. Dan Schlund joining us a little bit later this morning for a check-in. So Google Earth made a big no-no last week. They launched this ability for people. Like, humans make me laugh, man. So they gave people the ability to, put real life events on Google Earth, and of course people did. Jimmy, let's run this clip to talk about this.
Preston, why the hell does Google Earth have a button that turns my neighborhood into Call of Duty? Because apparently seeing your house from space wasn't creepy enough. Now it can add tanks, smoke, and emotional damage. So the map we use as proof can now lie beautifully. Cool. Let's talk about who approved the make-believe button.
So the funny thing is that Google Earth is obviously a very well-respected tool that a lot of legitimate organizations use. Many humans do. Well, they added a button last week that allowed you to generate imagery within the tool, Johnny. So people started creating and then started circulating on social media that these fake events were happening, but because it came from Google Earth, people were like, oh my God, it's real. When it actually wasn't real. So I laugh because it's like, of course humans did that, right? Where they were putting all this.
You're spending all your fucking time looking at Google Earth. Jesus Christ.
Damn it. We all have this. Yeah. You give
somebody some meaningful shit to do.
Well, that's why I put this on the table, man, because I was like, man, people got nothing better to do except wreck the world with Google Earth and doing shit like this. So Google removed it because they're like, oh, I guess we probably should remove that. And actually, speaking of that too, so there's also some news breaking that mass migration situation in Spain. Apparently, plenty of that was driven by fake social media news on X, where people saw shit happening. And it was like, oh my God, there's a lot of shit happening. We got to go too. When in reality,
I had an individual. Remember, Terry fucking woke me from a dead sleep, thinking we were fucking getting attacked by God knows where.
Oh man, it just never ends. It never ends. I'll tell you what never ends. This might be a good segue to Rocket Man coming up in a few minutes here. Jimmy, has the state fair? Well, the food being served at the state fair has officially lost its mind, and I am not having any of this. Jim.
Preston, I came to the state fair for funnel cake, not a pulled pork s'more that looks like it needs therapy. That's not dessert. That's a barbecue sandwich having a nervous breakdown under marshmallow trauma and chocolate drizzle. And Iowa said, hold my beer, $99 caviar chicken nuggets. At this point, the fair food is just rich people dares.
Ready for a disgusting discussion here. So the 2026 Indiana State Fair, right? Clearly not listeners of our show, includes the Smork, created by Nitro Hot Dog Barbecue, a classic s'more combined with slow smoked pulled pork served on a fried sugar biscuit. Good morning, Mr. Daniel Hall. Good to see you, brother. And they also list bacon and chocolate spiral potatoes, junkyard spam dog loaded with macaroni and cheese, coleslaw chips, barbecue sauce, and jalapenos. Like, honestly,
it's here's the thing. My tongue would like this, but not nearly as bad as my stomach would want to reject it.
I have a whole lot of challenges with this, though, and I know we all get to make our choices. But Jesus, yeah, I'm with you, Petro. Like, and that, we go all suffer this crap, and then we go on, we attack our Ozempics, and then we bitch and complain that they don't work because we make all these bad. Like, this doesn't help anybody. None of this helps anybody.
Well, if people had a little goddamn discipline, we would be having many of these conversations.
Yeah, that's true. It's interesting. I was talking to yesterday. I want them to remain nameless. A friend of mine who I know is on a GLP, and she's up here.
Which one?
I think Ozempic, actually. And
oh Jesus, in the dark ages.
But dude, out there crushing wine, fried chicken, pizza, all the crappy food because she thinks she can.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's how that shit was. See, Ozempic was brought to the table that this is just going to help you limit your overall calorie intake.
Here's what
they don't worry about what the calories are.
Here's what angers me about my country is I'm gonna educate you about Canada for a second here. So the prescription she's on, I have paid for because it's funded by healthcare, so I'm paying for it. All right. So as she continues to make those bad choices, Johnny, and go on the prescription that I'm paying for along the way, and then when she doesn't make any different choices, and then eventually probably ends up in the hospital or going through healthcare because she's not healthy. Guess who also pays for healthcare? Me. So it's like this never-ending. Listen, everybody in Canada, go make bad decisions because the rest of us are going to pay for it for you. And I know your guys' care system might not be any better than mine, but it just drives me fucking bananas, man. It drives me nuts. Anyways, there's my little rant this morning on that one.
Yeah, well, you throw that. We're going right back to my statement from the fair. If people had a little discipline, we wouldn't be having a lot of these conversations.
Yeah. Well, speaking of discipline, maybe it's the time to bring in the discipline of man himself. Hey, Jimmy, let's bring in the Rocket Man to the Round Man, back to the Rocket Man. Jimmy, Dan Schlund's going to join us for...
Stretch it out. Dan came back for accountability, and apparently that means all of us are one John idea away from push-ups. Exactly. Everybody loosen up and stay visible. Let's see what John makes Dan, Preston, me, and the nation do today.
I love it.
There you go, Schlund. What's going on, Schlund?
Good morning. This time I'm here at the appropriate time.
Yes.
Your journey has been deemed Rocket Man to Round Man, back to Rocket Man.
Yeah.
So one day at a time, we're leaving the Round Man behind.
Yeah. Tomorrow you'll see me doing this in my RV. So
that's awesome.
And you know the beautiful thing about a set of push-ups, you can do it wherever the fuck you want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, Johnny, so tell you about this. So yesterday we had Schlund on the show, then we all had to sneak off. And yesterday throughout the day, I sent Schlund, no, at 10 o'clock, I said, Dan, I'm having my protein, man, get my food in. And then a couple hours later, he sent me a text with, I got my groceries. I get my groceries packed for the RV. So Anderson, we got him on this mindset, and then he's here again today. So brother, handing off the magic stick to you, Mr. Anderson. What are we going to get Mr. Schlund to get after today?
I think we're just going to keep it simple, man. We're just going to keep doing some push-ups. And I'll tell you, today, these push-ups are going to make me feel really fucking good. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, let's get after it. Jimmy, it's push-up time. Dan Schlund, John.
Come on, bud.
Let's do it. This morning, the Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're getting after some push-ups right now. Hey, Archie, let's get your ass down there, brother. Jimmy's down there. Let's go. Let's get some push-ups in there. Hey, Daniel Hall, if you're there, let's get on the floor, do some push-ups, man. Petro, Cheryl's busy in her show right now. The other Whitaker, the Sullivans. Let's get after, guys. Let's get yourselves moving this morning. Holroy, let's get down on the floor there, do some squats, do something. The goal is just to get ourselves moving right now, guys. Just to get ourselves moving and get some energy into the system. And I see Archie's getting after it over there, and the Handsome Chief's going to do some commentating along the way here. So I'm loving this, man. I'm getting so much joy out of seeing somebody get their act in order, so to speak. So Anderson's on the floor, Schlund's on the floor, and this is a brand new segment we are calling From Rocket Man to Round Man and Back to Rocket Man this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Brand new segment, guys, 8:45 Eastern time. We got Schlund joining us for some fun, just keep everything in motion. There we go, Dan. Yes, brother. That is awesome, Anderson. That is awesome. Dan, that's awesome.
That's good.
I tell you,
I needed that.
every day I'm just a little bit more sore every day, but it feels good.
That's awesome.
So, brother, if you need to do it from the knees, do it from the knees.
I did. On
Good,
this one.
good. And don't listen. Who cares? The bottom line is you're doing it.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I was making a joke last time. I'm not doing girl push-ups, trying to be funny. But you're absolutely right. You can get so much more workout if, you do that step.
When somebody says,
to it.
So why are you doing girl push-ups? You know what I say? Because I'm a woman trapped in a man's body.
Yeah. Well, it was better than doing nothing. Because often
you're like...
Right, because that's the other choice, Schlund. The other choice is not to do anything. right? So,
Exactly.
I'm glad to see you get down there and doing it. And brother, I'm proud of you, man. We got 3 days in on this, man. Look at that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And you know what I love about this is Sunday, you took the courage, said, I'm going to go back to the guy's show. And you had no idea what was going to happen on Monday. Next thing you know, you're on Monday, go, holy fuck, I'm actually now in this thing. Well, now you're 3 days into this new kind of little habit here. So good for you, brother.
Yeah, getting up a little bit early and just.
Are you? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, just a little bit. So it depends. Sometimes I fall asleep late.
Yeah.
Sleep into about 7, maybe at the latest.
How was your sleep?
You go to bed, brother?
About midnight. So I'm not getting a full 8.
Okay.
Not
so
all
what
the
time?
time, not
What
all
time
the time.
should you go to bed?
It's difficult to fall asleep.
But that's not the question I asked. What time should you go to bed?
10 o'clock.
Okay. Pick up your phone. Set an alarm for 9:30, which is a reminder it's start time to get ready to go to bed. You're probably going to be on the fucking couch doing nothing. So get your butt up, get yourself ready. And if you're going to do nothing in bed. Stop fucking watching TV, stop doom scrolling, whatever the fuck you do for the last 2 hours. You're only going to start falling asleep if you try.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous how simple that is. But I did that. And I found myself over the last few weeks. I've kind of reimagined my journey here. It was like, 9.
Now, hold on, Dan. Did you set that to go off every fucking day? Not just tomorrow or not just tonight. Set it till it goes off every day. There's a little thing where you can pick the days.
Oh, there, I see it. Yeah.
Pick every fucking day.
Yeah.
Saturday.
I have it now too. I do it. I'm very diligent in that. Actually, last night I was in bed super early last night, and actually, I what John was saying, Dan, was even last night. The family was just sitting around watching some TV, and I was like, well, you know what, Johnny, my stomach. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go to bed. So it's exactly what I did. Now I probably should have fed myself, and granted, as per our conversation earlier, but that's not my point. My point was, you need to go to bed because I just knew that.
Here's the thing: nobody's gonna get fucking upset because you're going to bed.
Well, that's.
Fuck.
No, it's mostly. Hey, let me ask you in your audience something. A lot of times I just fall asleep in my massage chair, and sometimes I get the
fucking
best
fall
sleep.
asleep in your fucking bed.
I know, but I sleep better sometimes in the chair. And it's
to be honest,
probably a weight thing.
It's because you're fat. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as we get round man disappearing a little bit more, you'll do better. But the bottom line is you've got to stop all this fucking, I fall asleep over here. I don't. It's just this random shit that's going on. Your body has no fucking clue how to set a rhythm.
Yeah, I lost that.
I'll tell you.
So the 9:30 brings, you got 30 minutes to get your ass in bed.
Yeah, it's funny because Petro says something. You know what the crazy thing is? I guarantee you there's not a conversation happening on the planet right now about something this simple. But yet so important, because Petro's right. So many people need this reminder to stop wasting time doom scrolling and TV binge watching and going to bed. And what I love about this, Schlund, is that if we go to a doctor, Johnny, like an actual Western traditional medicine doctor and talking about life and lifestyle, we're not having this conversation. Yet the impact of this conversation right now probably has more to do with your entire day than, you got to go on this prescription, or, you got to do this. When in reality, the basic of this right now, the power of this, like the compounding effect of this conversation we were having right now. It's true. You can't deny it, frankly.
Well, it goes back to
one
what John
thing
said,
will keep me up. One thing will keep me up past when I'm supposed to go when I'm going to bed. And it's happened a lot here. Fuck, I've gone to bed at like 10:30 multiple nights since I've been on my trip with my brother and my mom. The one thing that will keep me up is a conversation with someone that I love that's meaningful.
There you go.
Because there's a real purpose that, like, I don't get to see my brother often. I don't get to see my mom often. So that's a reason for me to actually invest in that conversation. Yes, I'm a little tired, and but there's actually something that I'm gaining. It's something that I can't have when I'm gone from here today.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny, would you offer Dan an invitation to do something more yet, or is the fact that he's here 3 days in a row with us that's his goal?
No,
right?
you just got to keep it simple. We don't even need, like, what are we going to do today? The same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Maybe even fucking, we'll be doing the most we're going to basically be doing push up, Fuck, maybe a bodyweight squat. Would love to get to the point where you'll be doing burpees before long, but right now, that's too big of a bite.
I guess what I'm asking you,
you get off the floor the first time, that was not an easy deal. It will be soon. So turn that into a burpee will come. But we're not trying to ask you to do things that are too much. We just want you to stay in the groove.
what about Johnny walking? Dan, do you walk a lot? Like, do you get up and move, or do you find yourself mostly stagnant throughout the day?
Mostly stagnant.
Yeah.
I'm usually right here at my desk doing my work. That's why I like these RV trips, because we get out, we get moving.
Yeah.
And do some hiking and things like that. But it gets harder because I let myself go so much that it's a kind of a struggle.
And that's what we're doing is we're making this little rhythm, just like brushing your teeth. Brushing your teeth when you're young. I remember when my mom told me, okay, now you know how to do this. You need to do this by yourself every day for the rest of your life. And I started crying. I have to do this every day for the rest of my life. Oh my God. Well, I'm not going to. That was how fucking easy as brushing your fucking teeth, for Christ's sake. Well, this will be like brushing your teeth before long.
That was Brooklyn a few years back, Johnny. What do you mean I got to brush my teeth every day?
Every day. Oh my God. How many things do we do every day?
I remember that actually. She was so upset. But she's like, I don't want to brush my teeth every day. No, every day. It's actually what you got to do.
There are so many things that we do every day that we shouldn't fucking do. Why are we upset about doing something every day that we should fucking do?
Oh, and Anderson logic is too good sometimes. Danny, we're going to walk you out here in a quick minute. What do you got on your agenda today, Mr. Schlund? You said you're heading out tomorrow, or you're getting, and where's the RV?
Here in a couple of hours, go over to my hangar. We'll hook up the RV, load up the rest of the stuff. And then probably about 10 o'clock my time, we should be driving away, heading up to Kentucky. So it's a short 13-hour drive for us.
Okay.
I'm used to going to California and stuff, but yeah.
And then when you get there, what's the plans once you get there?
Family reunion.
Okay. And then what does it, if I can ask you this, does it make you nervous being in situations where you might be presented with choices you're going to kind of maybe struggle with? Maybe it's a drink, maybe it's some food. Do you think about that, or is that not in your mind right now?
Not in my mind right now.
Good.
Right now, it's just kind of I'm there. I'm with them. They don't drink a lot, anyways.
Okay, good.
And yeah, it's just.
And then you stocked the RV yesterday. Can I ask? Would you stock it with some good quality fuel for yourself?
Not really.
No,
not really, because typically when we're driving, we have very little option but fast food while we're driving. And then once we get there,
why would you? So the question was, did you stock up the RV with good quality food?
And the answer is no.
I know, but then you're saying very limited. All we have is fast food. You're limited yourself because you chose not to put good fuel in the fucking RV.
Yeah, and that's where my lack of cooking comes in, because I don't know how to prepare.
You don't have to cook. Your excuses are fucking so bad, dude. You don't have to cook to put good fuel.
That's what's in my mind.
And I'm just telling you the truth, because that mind of yours is really good at convincing you all this fucking stupid shit. And I'm just here to be the voice of honesty.
And you know what? I'm absorbing it all. And
I know, and you're doing a great job, brother. You're doing a great job. You came on the show the other day and I saw you were a little more round, and I decided I had to give you a poke, and look where that poke led us.
I love it.
Here's the thing, brother. If we all need someone, and I bet right now I'm probably the one. We all need someone in our lives who will be fucking honest with us.
Yeah.
And right now, this little bit of honesty it's little by little programming that brain of yours to realize, maybe I should fucking stop at the grocery store and get some bags of hard-boiled eggs and put it in the fucking RV. So, maybe when I go pick up my fucking Big Mac, I'll have a couple hard-boiled eggs before I eat that Big Mac. This is a great little step.
That's a good idea. I like that.
And we're going to fill your brain with all sorts of wonderful ideas, but we're just starting off with, all we need to do is just have this little rhythm of every day. Once we have this rhythm every day and the everyday becomes easy, then we start stacking things on top of the everyday easy, and each little stack is still easy. And then you've got all of these little easy things that have added up, and you're like, fuck, this whole thing is easy. and now you're back to Rocket Man.
Yeah, I'm even to the point now where I think when I come back, I'll just start hitting the gym again. I'm paying for the damn membership.
Dude, you know what, dude? You are the fucking gym owner's dream.
I am. And I know it too. I got it at such a low price that it was like it's cheaper to keep it than to cancel it and re-up it.
Dude, see again, you are the dream.
Absolutely. A lot of margin on Dan Schlund. Dan Schlund, Keith Billis, John Anderson live on Mornings of the Lab. John and friends. All right. So, Danny, we're going to walk you out before we do
real quick. Before you go, brother.
Yes.
You're doing a fucking great job.
I appreciate it.
Great fucking job. And just all you got to do is just keep taking these little bitty fucking steps, but you can't miss a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is
accountability.
Because this is a rest of the life thing, Dan. And I think that's John's point. Right? Is that like that's not like there's no we're not rushing to the end of the line here. There's no like I always joke with John, like we're here. That's why I offered you show up, like we're gonna be here forever. So like, you know, this is an end of life thing. This is a 20, 30, 40, 50 year. This is not a okay, by September 1st, I'm done with Keith and John. Really? What are you doing next? Like, yeah. and that's why maybe I would even caution, and Johnny, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm kind of hearing maybe in Dan's mind, I'm gonna rush to the gym next week. Maybe not. Maybe just get up and go for a walk, or just get up and.
He's not going to the gym.
Oh, see now, okay. I see the psyop there. Now I didn't say I was going to go start, just massive pushing. I'm going to go.
Brother, you can't go massive. You don't have the ability to go massive pushing. Fuck. Sure. Listen. Do whatever the fuck you want with the gym, as long as you're showing up here, getting your little step.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
You can't say, oh, I'm going to not get my little step in the morning because I'm going to go to the gym, because guess what? You won't fucking go to the gym.
I just want to go to the gym so I can start presenting more here and just
we'll get there.
Kind of working out. And yeah.
We'll get
it's only day 3.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You just got to make this very simple, very easy. All you're doing is you're adding this to brushing your teeth and wiping your ass. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
Simple. Simple. Keep in mind, when I swat you in the chin and I'm honest with you, I'm always going to give you a hug at the end. So realize you're going to have the iron fist with velvet glove.
And you know what's unfortunate about this too, and we're going to come back and talk about this when we're in the second hour here, is that more of us as human beings, and Dan, I think you'd agree with this actually, I'm being serious here, more of us human beings actually don't hold our friends and our loved ones accountable like we're doing it right now. Like we just, and for some reason, we as humans never do that, do we? I love my brother to pieces, and I've been talking with John about this, where it's like you. The good news is, Dan, is that we led you to water and you want to drink it. You often say to somebody, "Hey, here's the water," and they keep turning away from it. You're like, "Fuck, more." Right? Yeah. So, anyways,
so think like this, bro. If I can see that your brain's kind of starting to kind of poke out and want to reach more, which is wonderful, right? But here's the thing. Just remember, we don't want you to overextend yourself, because the classic move is someone gets a little bit of steam like you have, and then they start all of a sudden the little step that's very manageable, like brushing your teeth, turns into this unmanageable step that you can't maintain, and you're back to where you started. That's what you've done over and over and over. And we're here to do this very different. We're just going to create a rhythm that just kind of happens. You just find yourself wiping your ass. You just find yourself brushing your teeth. You just find yourself doing push-ups in the morning. You just find yourself going for a walk. You just find yourself doing all these things. And next thing you know, it's like, holy shit, my life has changed. But because remember, simple little steps that are stacked on top of each other, that are manageable, that you don't overextend yourself. That makes sense?
That's good wisdom, man.
Yeah. And to be patient. You've spent however many years doing this. It's going to take however many years to get back to where Rocket Man will come. But we've got to be patient to get him back. Otherwise, you'll get a quarter over there and you'll burn out, and you'll be back here where you started.
Yeah.
What's really cool about this too is that we know as human beings that inevitably these steps work, right? Because, we know that if we make bad decisions, that way works. So we know this way works as well. We just got to put the daily steps in. So
how's this? I'll make you a deal, brother. Just keep showing up doing like this. When you want another step, you ask me and I'll give you another step. But when I give you that step, that means you come back to the show the next fucking day and you have to have done that step with with regularity. And when you've got that one, I'm ready for another one. And I'll keep giving them to you. And I'll make sure that you don't reach too far. And I'll make sure that we build this whole thing the way it should be. And this whole thing will just, next thing you know, you're just doing all these little things that turned you back into Rocket Man.
It'll happen.
Good.
It'll happen. Guaranteed. Rocket Man Dan Schlund joining Keith and John this morning on the check-in on Mornings and Live with Keith, John, and friends. Danny, have a great day. Be safe, brother. I'll see you in the text. Okay, pal?
Brother,
you too. See you later.
You're doing a great fucking job. Keep it up, brother.
Thanks, John.
I love it. All right, Schlund's out of here. Anderson's going to do a lifestyle tip, and then we're going to reset hour 2 and come back with some more conversation. We're going to get into breaking promises to ourselves, and I want to come back to the peptide desk. I want to talk a little bit of CAG and Retta and so forth. So all that and so much more coming up hour 2, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
All right, we're going to kind of run with some of the stuff we were talking about with Dan here. Every day, that phrase seems to really bother people, unless we're talking about doing the shit that you shouldn't do. You see, you do things every day, period, end of story. Your problem is you do more things that you shouldn't do every day than the things that you should do every day. It's like a seesaw. Well, if you were doing kind of equal, you'd be doing this. But unfortunately, the things that you shouldn't do are way the fuck up here, which pushes the things you should do way down here. So when you think about getting where you want to go, we could be talking about your health, your fitness, your business. It doesn't fucking matter. This formula applies itself to your relationship. It doesn't matter. Every day is something that you need to really get a grip on and understand that this is the secret to the formula. So ask yourself a question. When you hear every day, when it comes to something you're supposed to do you hem and haw? If you do, take a deep fucking breath, give yourself a firm fucking slap in the face, and then look at all the shit that you do every day that you shouldn't fucking do. And then just realize how ridiculous you sound for hemming and hawing over the thing because you have to do something new that's good every day. It's so goddamn simple, but you've got to frame it properly. You've got to be honest with yourself. But most importantly, it all starts with getting over this every day, because you do so many things every day. You just have a fucking lopsided fucking perspective on the shit that you're doing every day. Rock and roll.
What if you could build a re-roof estimate without wondering what you missed?
Nobody gets everything on the first trip. You measure the roof, get back to the office, realize you forgot a curb, a drain, or rooftop equipment, then you're driving back out.
And every extra trip costs time. Worse yet, if you miss something in the takeoff, you own it.
So what's different? A drone isn't writing the estimate.
No, but it gives me everything I need to write a better one. A complete 3D digital twin. Accurate point cloud measurements, every penetration, every curb, every edge, every piece of rooftop equipment. If I have a question, I don't drive back. I rotate the building on my screen.
So it's really about having better information.
Exactly. Better information leads to better takeoffs. Better takeoffs lead to better scopes. Better scopes lead to better bids. When you're working from complete, accurate data, you're not guessing. You know.
And knowing beats hoping every time.
The contractor with the best information is usually the contractor in the best position to win. That's what Optelos delivers. That's the what if.
A second here. There we go. Yeah, Jimmy, it's your button, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, good morning, everybody. What is shaking? What is shaking? You know, we're back on hour 2 of Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. We just wrapped up with Dan Schlund, the Rocket Man, the Round Man, back to Rocket Man. You know, and sometimes we just got to sit back and listen to John's words, man, because they're so real. They're so true. They're so real. And I have found in my journey in life, too many of us have overcomplicated things. But the reality is that the advice that Johnny's given Schlund is so helpful. Little baby steps at a time. And as Sullivan says, yep, small hinges open big doors. To stop oversleep, set a strict bedtime, and sleep at that time, non-negotiable. It overflows into many great things. All right, guys, let's get into hour 2. We're going to talk about the promises we break to ourselves, kind of segue to this conversation. And then we're going to keep it going. We're going to talk more of the peptide world. I want to learn about CAG, and we're going to talk more about Retta, eating, and et cetera, et cetera. All that and a bunch of other great conversations next. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
The most dangerous lie you tell is not public. It is the private promise you keep breaking while pretending it did not count.
You say tomorrow, then tomorrow becomes negotiation. After enough repeats, your brain stops hearing commitment and starts hearing suggestion.
That is how men lose confidence quietly. Not because they are weak, but because they have collected too much evidence against themselves.
So the answer is not another massive reset. It is one small promise, kept clean, until your word becomes trustworthy again.
So Keith, John, what is the promise men keep making to themselves that they secretly stop believing?
Brother, great coaching to Dan, man. Great coaching to Dan. And the irony or the coincidence, the title of this little segment here is Every Broken Promise We Make to Ourselves. How many promises do we make to ourselves and we break them? Right. And it's funny because Danny was breaking it on the air. I filled up my RV with food, and then he goes and says he's going to eat a bunch of fast food along the way. You're like, Dad.
No, even better. He says, did you get a bunch of food? I went to the grocery store. And, did you get some good food? No. And then the answer is, well, all we really have is fast food. Okay, so your options are shit, but you put shit in the RV also. But that's just the brain. His brain is so good.
Oh, I know.
Convincing him to do the shit that he shouldn't do. He somehow makes sense of it, and that's the challenge. Is that our brains? We have to really fucking get a hold of redirecting how the thought process goes.
It's unbelievable, and I would offer, John, because I want to put myself into the situation. I would liken it to when I went and I saw the Odyssey with Carter a few weeks back, and I started my Retta routine. In the past, I associate going to the movie theater with grabbing a bag of M&Ms, sitting there and just mindlessly eating chocolate and getting those dopamine feelings, right? Of the sounds, the feelings in the theater, like all the comfort, right? So in my mind, I'm asking myself when I hear Dan, it's like, okay, I know what it quote unquote feels like to be driving in a road trip and driving in the RV. And I associate that with stopping into Burger King or eating the crappy food. And to me, when I hear that, I think what I'm getting at is that we as humans, we associate our brain with these moments or these events. And then that wins often. Because it's like, that feeling of being in the road, driving freely to my next destination. This one Big Mac's not going to hurt me, because it's like it disrupts the routine. And I think that's the biggest struggle we often have as humans, that we get so used to how we feel in a situation, we then make bad decisions.
Yeah, I mean, you can play it with 100%, and you can play it so many different directions.
Yes.
Well, that hard-boiled egg's not going to hurt you either.
No, but I know, but you're proving my point is that Dan hasn't had the ability.
Yeah, that's 100%. It's just framing it.
Well, right.
I'm still with you. It's just you've got to have the brain kind of see the other side.
Yes,
that burger won't hurt me. Well, neither will the egg.
Yes. Well, then I again putting myself into the shoes was learning. Okay, so I'm going to go and crush that pizza or that cake, and then I'm going to drive my car. I'm going to feel really shitty. So I know how it feels. I've been there. Wait a minute. If I make a better decision, eat that egg or eat that salad or whatever, eat the egg, sitting in my chair in the car, I'm actually not feeling shitty. I do that enough times. I'm like, I feel good making this decision. But we have to make the decision to feel good before we go back to it again.
And that's the thing is with Dan where he is right now, is that his normal is feeling poorly. He doesn't understand that's his normal. So that Big Mac doesn't make him feel any worse.
Yes. Well, and that's like talking with somebody who I have a lot of love for, my brother. He's like, he said, I didn't sleep well last night. Well, what'd you do before bed? I had 3 whiskeys. I'm like, like I banged of course you didn't sleep very good because you ended your night by having 3 whiskeys. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Like, dude, like, and then you wonder why we're not winning in life. But again, I think it's because we associate a feeling, right? I journaled yesterday. I journaled yesterday. I was feeling a little bit of stress. I'll tell you what, I was feeling I had a little bit of stress yesterday afternoon.
What part of the day was it? Midday, late day, early day?
Yeah, let's talk about it because I journaled it, and I found some stress, some cortisol creeping in. You know what I did? Went to the garage, sat down on the chair, put my phone away.
What time was it?
It was about 4:30 or so, maybe.
Yeah, because by that time of the day, it's like you've had that shit slowly building in your system. I got a really good remedy for this, brother, if you want it.
So here's what I did. I'll share with you what I did. I went and sat in my chair in the garage, and Dwayne Whitaker knows what I'm talking about here. I went and sat there, and I just put my phone away, and I just looked outside and watched nature, and just focus on my breathing and focus on bringing my cortisol down, and put myself into the moment, and put myself into where I was, and I just worked on reframing my entire mind. Then smoked a joint. But here's what was different. I didn't go and smoke the joint to get myself out of the situation. I went and smoked it once I was in a nice, mindful, relaxed state.
It was like your reward.
Bingo.
Not the crutch.
So it was a complete rewire, and I intentionally did it. I was like, you know what? I need to go have a sit. So I sat down, sat with my dogs. I had Charlie on my lap, just rubbing her belly. And I'll tell you something else Red has done for me too. I've actually cleaned up my entire fucking phone. I got like one thing on it because I have no interest in looking at else. What I mean, I cleaned up. Like, you look at my home screen. Like, I've actually got rid of all the shit that distracted me because it doesn't add any value to me anymore. Like, no.
Yeah. You gotta go get that stuff
100%.
because it's really not that important. But if there's multiple steps to do something that you don't, you not do it plenty of.
And you know what else I've been enjoying too, and I was obviously something that I've been enjoying doing. And I know you're a pencil guy, and I appreciate that. I don't mind talking. So ChatGPT has really good voice in it. I've actually added a journal into my ChatGPT, and I just talk to it throughout my days. Yesterday, I was just talking. I'm feeling this, feeling that.
Well, dude, talking is also very helpful. Also,
yeah. And then what it did, John, at the end of the day, I had it summarize for me. I said, summarize my thoughts all day, and it gave me a nice summary of all my thoughts. I reflected on it before I went to bed last night. It was actually really cool. I really enjoyed it because it gave me, it talked me through. Hey, you were stressful. You did this, and I've just been documenting everything, which has been really cool. Go ahead.
So basically what you described was, as you said, your cortisol was kind of built through the day. And you got to that point where I've had enough. I need to do something.
Yes.
Great for you for doing that. But here's how we manage that. And it's so simple and it'll actually save you a lot of time and give you a better second half of your day. So basically as we wake up and as we go, our cortisol slowly marches up, right? So what we have to do is we have to reset it through the day. So, and how do we reset the cortisol? We don't think about getting rid of the cortisol. We think about basically, it's because it's anxiety. We don't think about how do I get rid of this anxiety? We think, okay, turn on the gratitude spigot, turns off the anxiety spigot. So every time you eat, which we know is repetitive, right?
Yeah.
60 seconds before you eat, go into just a nice, simple state of thought process of gratitude. And what it does, so as the day goes up, every time you have a meal, your cortisol is rising for 2-3 hours. Gratitude, eat.
Smart.
Gratitude, eat. And it basically by the end of the day, it's still kind of here versus way up here.
Yeah. That's a good awareness point, actually, isn't it?
It's really good. The crazy part is that at the end of the day, you'll still be in your creative mode, which then totally changes your effectiveness.
Yeah.
Because once we get that gratitude point, it's like you're kind of done. Your creative process is totally stifled.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you.
60 seconds of gratitude with every time if you eat repetitively, like we do, 60 seconds of gratitude every time will be a game fucking changer.
Yeah, that's good. Good tips. Tips from Johnny. Gratitude every. I like that a lot.
About every 3 hours we eat. So it's, if you think about it, it's only 5 minutes over the course of the day, but it manages that state so you stay where you want.
What I like about it, and I'm a fan because I do this myself throughout my day. I'm very intentional with it. But again, why I like our show is these awareness moments. So now that we've had this conversation, it's in my brain now. It'll create awareness for me, and I'll do it. And that to me is the whole value of these kind of things, right? Because if we don't talk about them, humans don't do these things. Because we don't talk about them, so we don't do them. That's why I like these awareness moments. So wait a minute, when you reach into the fridge today, you say to somebody, think gratitude. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. You do that 5 times, you got 5 gratitude moments. Fuck yeah. Like that habit.
Yeah, and like that right there, it's I call it to my clients, you're stacking gratitude.
Yeah, but my point though is that it's like we don't teach or talk about those stupid simple.
Never. And they but they're so fucking effective.
Change your day. I know.
Yeah.
I agree with you. That's why I'm grateful to have this conversation, because I'm going to do it today. I will do it.
And you a good day can turn into a good week.
Yes.
Good week can turn into a good month. A good month can turn into a good year. And just a couple of those good years can fucking 100% change your life.
That's it. All right, Jimmy, let's do a little disclaimer for the peptide desk. We'll have some chats with Johnny around some peptides, caglinitide, Retta, and I think Alora. Johnny, you heard about Alora lately as well? There's some that other one too, actually. So, Jimmy, let's run the disclaimer. We're going to come back with John and Keith for a few minutes.
Before we start, this peptide desk is educational. We discuss ideas, research, and observations, not treatment plans, prescriptions, or instructions for your body.
We examine what peptides may do, what evidence exists, and where the hype outruns the facts. Curiosity is welcome. Blind imitation is not.
Everything you hear at the peptide desk comes from John's personal experience, research, and observations. It reflects his decisions and results, not yours.
This is not clinical advice. Before using peptides or changing medications, hormones, or treatment, speak with a qualified medical professional who knows your history.
Hey guys, about a month ago, I started my journey into researching peptides, and as a result of it, we've been bringing it into the show to teach, for me to learn, for you guys to learn, for us to have this conversation around peptides. Johnny, so let's talk about caglinitide, right?
It fucked me up for a while too. So just call it CAG. Everybody knows about CAG, kind of like Retta, but it's cagrilintide.
Okay, yeah, and it's not a new one,
I choked on that fucking one for a long time.
So it's not a GLP.
No. So you can use it with a GLP. It will synergize versus if you put 2 GLPs together, most people have really, really bad reactions.
When you mix most GLPs together.
Yeah, they're not designed to do that.
No, like I see people stacking tirzepatide and semaglutide or tirzepatide and Retta, not advised.
Yeah, and basically what you're doing, like per example, Retta is like, so let's just say semaglutide is here. Tirzepatide is here.
Yeah.
Retta is way the fuck up here. Yes. So you bring in one of these down here, you're cutting the knees of this fucking amazing molecule. You're basically handcuffing its possibilities. Let it do its job. Don't fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, don't bring it back to the Stone Ages, because you're only going to perform, or it's only going to perform. I shouldn't say it's not that simple, but you're taking something, you're watering down, or you're taking something that does so many great things, and you're confusing the fucking molecules with something that does a few good things.
Gotcha. Talk to me a little bit about, so let's move from caglinitide to KPV. Are you a fan of KPV?
KPV is got to do with inflammation.
Yes. Yeah. So
So KPV would be like, the simplest thing about KPV is, and this is a kind of misunderstood one, because there's only so much. Think of like a knob on a stereo, right?
Yeah.
Volume, right?
Yeah. You can only turn it so far.
Yeah, and so this is like a regulator. So it's helping your body's regulation, right? So it's the regulator of inflammation. So it's very helpful, but you use a very small dose compared to, say, VPC or TB.
So if I understand correctly, Retta helps reduce inflammation as well. So if one is on Retta,
I mean, there's so many things that it does. Why would you want to fuck with its design?
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah,
with another GLP.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. So if one is doing Retta, one might not need to take KPV because they're kind of doing the same thing. Am I correct, Johnny?
I mean, you're gonna get some inflammation benefits for sure, but you haven't changed the knob of the regulator. That makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
So KPV, you're going to basically kind of adjust that. You're basically helping the body reset the volume where it's not distorting.
Yes.
Or it's not too low. You're getting it to that place where it needs to be. Then everything else is going to work better.
Yeah. Yeah. I found an interesting comment from Chase Irons again this morning, yesterday was too, is he's, people talk about, people talk about getting fat by being on a GLP and not lifting weight. He's like, dude, I eat all the time and I'm not getting fat after 2 years of being on GLP. So, there's these myths of people that go off.
Well, it's because what happens is, see, the idea behind these things is it gives you this ability to reset your habits, reset how you live your life. So it's the easiest way is you're an alcoholic. So you finally fucking check into the goddamn 12-step program and they teach you to stop hanging out at the bars.
Yes.
So then you get your fucking pin or whatever they call it when you finally graduate from the 12-step.
Yes.
Well, what's going to happen if you go back to the fucking bars? You're going to become a drunk again. So, hello. I mean, Jesus Christ, you can't just continue the same shit that got you there. The idea is it helps you reset the patterns that got you there so you don't go back to the same spot.
Yeah, but it's so easy just to give somebody a needle and say, here, do this, and then I'm not going to teach you nothing. That's the problem.
See, the way it was presented in the beginning was here's this shot that's going to make it really easy for you to eat less. And the most people, they're thinking if they're eating less, they're winning, right? But then what happens is it makes people eat so little that they end up fucked. That's where the whole, what do they call it? Ozempic face, because they're all fucking sucked up. They're all fucking unhealthy looking because they've malnourished the shit out of it.
Yes.
So the idea is we're kind of zapping, this. All of a sudden food becomes it's easier to not eat. So God, it's easier to do all this. Maybe I should make some better decisions now that it's easy. But nobody does that. They stop eating. And then when they stop taking the shit, their appetite comes back and they do the same dumb shit that got them there. Well, fuck, of course. You became a drunk in the bar. So you fucking go to the 12-step. They help you stop going to the bar. You graduate from the 12-step. You go back to the bar. What the fuck do you think's going to happen?
Do we think that we're moving? You're right, Spartacus. The mind is extremely powerful. Anderson, do you think we're moving people's? So let's use put myself on the table. Are we moving somebody's quote unquote addictions from I can't manage my food to now I'm addicted to taking food drugs to help me not eat food? Are we just, and I'm asking the rhetorical question for society. Are we just delaying things, Anderson, do you think, or do you think it's, do you know what I'm trying to ask?
Well, it's all perspective. If you think, okay, I'm going to take this so I can eat less for a while, you haven't changed anything. It's all temporary. If you take this so you're okay, this gives me a shot to fucking, again, the drunk, go to the 12-step. You got all this support.
Yeah.
So the GLP is like the 12-step. It's your support.
Yes.
It makes it easy for you to make the right decisions.
Yes.
So start making the right decisions and then keep making the right decisions and you win.
No, you're right. That's the best way to put it. Sorry to interrupt you. Retta helps you make better decisions. That's exactly what it is.
Yes. Well, but keep in mind, even in the early days before Retta, when it was really easy not to overeat, right? Let's just say it was just an overeating issue. Let's say that someone didn't even change what they ate, but they just tackled overeating the wrong foods.
Yes.
So it's just a reduction, just the simplest thing that we're straight up calories in, calories out, which is a retarded principle. But let's just say that's the only thing that we're trying to manage.
Yes.
Well, during the time that you're on the Ozempic, it's easy not to overeat, so you don't, and you practice this to the point where this becomes a new rhythm, a new lifestyle, just like fucking Dan. We're helping him recreate these new habits.
Yes.
And pretty much these habits take over. Well, the habits, now granted, when you come off just like you're getting a tad right now, when you come off the Ozempic, you're going to get hungry, but these new habits, you have to fucking you've got these new habits to carry you through.
Yes.
Kind of like you're always going to want to fucking go back to that bar, but you've got new habits that keep you away.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
but we've never. It wasn't presented that way. That makes sense. It was presented. It was presented as, here you go. This will help you eat less. Get the fuck out of here. When you come back here and you're 50 pounds less, you won't be considered obese on this fucking goofy chart that we use, height versus weight. And they don't give a shit if you come back and you're malnourished as fuck, but you've dropped 50 pounds. Now your height weight ratio is on point. Okay, you're not fat anymore. Take the Ozempic away. Bam, right back where they fucking started because they didn't fucking change any of the habits. It's like a window of opportunity to restructure.
It's like we got Cheryl Whitaker hanging out. Jimmy, we'll bring you in a couple minutes here. Johnny, it's almost, and I'm going to make a rhetorical joke with you here. It's almost as if you or somebody could make a course, like, which says how to properly live with a GLP. I'm jesting, but because from what I understand, that's not taught. It's here you go. Here's your medication, and go.
But do you know how few people would do this if they realized that was part of the equation? They wouldn't be selling much of this, which really goes against their business model.
But you know what I mean, though, right? Like how to properly take a GLP.
But again, as soon as they fucking read it, they wouldn't buy the GLP.
There's one thing I will tell you since I've stepped into the research world here, how many people, and I got to be honest, so I didn't realize that some of these tools have been around for so long, and how many people are like, so you talk to people who have been that are adamant, especially even doctors in this world that prescribe these things. Any man or woman over 40 should be on a GLP is like they should, but because of all the other benefits other than the weight loss stuff, like the lack of the loss of inflammation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No different than we talk about Tadalafil, right? So, and again, I'm not trying to offer anybody advice. I'm just thinking the things you start reading and hearing about from people that have been in this more longer than my 40 days kind of thing, Johnny.
Yeah. I mean, another way to think about it, if you were really being shrewd with talking about using the words people don't want to hear.
Yeah.
If a doctor said, hey, I'm going to give you this fucking shot to take once a week, and we're going to do this for 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's going to make it really easy for you to restructure your habits and create some discipline.
Yeah.
So when we stop, you'll be okay. It doesn't sound nearly as appealing.
No, no, it doesn't.
But now here, take this and you're going to lose 50 pounds. Everybody in the fucking planet's buying it. Well, it's a business, brother.
Jimmy, let's bring Cheryl up with some vintage here as we hang out with Cheryl for a few minutes. What's going on, Whitaker?
Oh, am I echoing?
You're not.
I am or not?
No, you're not. How are you?
Okay, thank God, because let me tell you something. Dwayne was my guest, and it was amazing conversation, but I had to keep muting myself and muting him in order for us to have the conversation because I got to figure out my tech. Something went wrong. Completely wrong after 27 episodes.
Well, I can tell you don't have headphones on.
Sorry?
You don't have headphones on. So the problem is
I never do. I never have headphones on.
Not originally you didn't?
Nope, never. And look, I got this fancy mic now and everything. And I'm like, okay, that was it, was my mic.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. What
somewhere the audio is yeah. So let's chat offline. Maybe I can help you out later there. So,
so
quickly, how are you?
But the good news is your guest was your husband. So you had all sorts of fucking wiggle room.
Yes, and then I discovered I could probably make a lot of money selling a mute button for all the wives out there.
Yes, you could. Absolutely. Hey, before we go any farther, though, I got to say, I like your blouse.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, nice polka dots. I'm a polka dot kind of. That's a nice. Wow, look at that. Nicely done. Nicely done. Hey, Jimmy, throw this up.
But the difference is, though, Cheryl, Keith's is a fucking bodysuit.
Yes. Jimmy, let's throw this vintage up right now, pal. So I wanted to put this up here because I think this is all for Cheryl. Yeah. So Gen X defined 40. This is actually all of us right now. 45 to 60, but looks like 35 to 40 because Cheryl looks like she's 35. 100% still throw hands. 100%. Johnny cusses a lot.
I do too.
Great work ethic, zero tolerance for stupidity and laziness, no fear, sarcastic as fuck, and still listening to the same music. Yes, that is all of us on this show right now. Like
100%.
So you're saying the whole Gen X has no fear?
Well, I would say there's a good portion of us that kind of like don't have like a fear or like this like a different kind of fear, perhaps.
You know what? You
Yeah, I can see that.
Say,
That makes better sense. A different
Mm-hmm.
kind of fear. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how to say, and I can say this here, of course, zero fucks to give. I say it all the time. I have no fucks left, none to give.
No, there's no point in it at all, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. There's no point at all. Hey, Jimmy, before Johnny goes.
Hey, John, before you go, this gorilla is laid out like he just discovered post-nut clarity and unemployment. That is not resting. That is a full-body resignation letter written in ass cheeks and regret. Then the other gorilla walks in like, bro, this is a public lawn. Put your damn existential crisis away. He's sitting there like somebody found him on the women's bathroom floor after a very confusing bachelor party. Same energy as, officer, I wasn't trespassing. I was emotionally molting near the sinks. Hey, John, you're the behavior guy. Is this normal gorilla body language, or is this ape processing consequences?
So this guy just hanging out on a Sunday afternoon. Just look at him. Just Jimmy, just hanging out, giving a little scratch. Just a little scratch.
And you can see the gay brothers were really hustling through that segment so they could fucking get on the ground and join.
He's just laying there hanging out. And I love the freedom of just hanging out. Just doing nothing, eh? Cheryl, just hanging out.
Well, this is really funny because I used to date a guy a long time ago, and he would just always have his, like, just chilling out watching television. He would always just have his hands in his pants doing that same exact thing.
Like have the Junko just hanging out there. Yeah.
He would always have his hands down his pants. And I was like, what if I did that? You would probably think
we'd wonder. Yeah, 100%.
Because I have no problem with that.
Just hanging out. Just sitting there.
Fuck, man. It's just, I guess it all depends on where you are. Sitting on the couch, I'm good.
Yes.
Did it in the middle of a nice fucking dinner party. Okay, we got to realign.
Anderson, when are you heading home? We're heading home today.
Yeah. It's actually it's because we're really close to the ocean, and it's cool here in the morning. So actually, as soon as we finish here, I'm gonna go outside for a brisk walk.
Oh, nice. Nicely done. Nicely. So Whitaker says I'd watch. Interesting. I'm not sure if I want to know which one you'd watch, but we'll leave that alone, Dwayne.
Oh my God, he's talking about me.
I love it. I love it. Hey, see, keeping the spice alive after a couple years of still being married. How long you guys been married? A couple years only.
13.
Yeah, look at that. I'm loving it, man. Loving it. Anderson, thanks for the wonderful conversation today. I got to get you out of here. I kept you way over time yesterday.
You see me pop into your. Well, you didn't see me, but you heard me explain that I was there again.
You didn't see my comment, but I'm going to steal you away one day. Anytime I'm stealing you. I'm stealing you from Keith.
100%. You should. Right, so I'm serious. You take him whenever you want. I'll just and he can drop over there, hang out with you for a little bit, come back over here. That's good. Yeah, Johnny, just go hang out with Cheryl.
He just gave you up just like that, John. He just said, take him.
I'm a whore. I go to the highest bidder.
Well, I it was me because I sure ain't bidding high. I'm just a good brother. Just a good brother. Anderson, enjoy your walk, my friend, and enjoy your drive back. Are you guys driving home today, or that's the goal? You're gonna be home tonight?
Yeah. We'll be home probably sometime in the early evening.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, be safe. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Look forward to hanging out. We got Petro back tomorrow. He's back from Kenya, so we're gonna catch up with Petro tomorrow.
Very nice. I'll finally be back with my goddamn morning cigar. Come on.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Johnny, lots of love, pal. Enjoy your day, okay?
Bye, John.
Have a good loop, my people.
All right. Johnny's out of here. Left with Whitaker and Billis for a little bit here. How are you, kid? I really like the shot, man. It's a really cool shot. That's really cool shot.
Thank you. That. And I was going to say that you look really good. Like
thank you.
Everything, right? But really, it's your face. I mean, really.
Yeah. I think it's lifestyle choices, right? So I know that I've been talking a lot about my peptide journey, of course, but I'd like to think it's lifestyle choices. Like really, I'm focusing on my sleep, focusing on my food, I'm focusing on mental awareness. I didn't expect you to hurt. I was having some cortisol spikes by the end of the day issue. So I went to the garage and just sat in my chair and just brought myself down and just kind of breathed and managed it. Right. So,
that's great.
But yeah, I'm focusing on the brain, right. And just focusing on all of it. And as you know, once I get my mind focused on something, I'm fucking going. So it's time to go.
So you and Dwayne have so much in common. We talked about this. You guys in your chair in the garage.
Yes.
And just sitting there and contemplating the meaning of life and just being out there in nature and just watching and thinking.
You know what it is, Joe? For me, is I love. I'm loving the control over my own personal agency.
Amen.
Right, and I guess that's easy to say, but I'm just really loving the control of it. It's I have aware over what I'm doing, and I'm seeing the results of it.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of you, and it is very inspiring. I'm getting focused myself. So.
Good.
Yeah.
What's holding you back?
Well, it's funny. Today's show was about hustle culture.
Yeah.
And how toxic, hustle can be.
Yes.
And so building my business, I've been hustling. And when you do that, I've been putting certain things, on the back burner, and then realizing that, wait a second, I'm building all this for what if I don't take care of this vessel that's carrying me around and allow me to do things. If I don't take care of it, then all of this is really for nothing. And so I'm getting my shit together.
I don't like how society has taken the word hustle and made it into a bad thing. Because
I love the word hustle.
Because you're a founder, you're an entrepreneur, and you're not afraid to roll your sleeves up. But yet, somewhere along the way in society and social platforms have said, if you're a hustler and hustle culture and it becomes like this poo-poo bad thing. And then and to me, what it gives them the excuse actually to not go to work. It's like, okay, well, I put my work in. I guess I don't want to be that hustler, so I'm going to go and not do that. No, actually, when you're fucking building something, you're hustling. You're hustling like a motherfucker, and you're going to sacrifice that. You're going to sacrifice that, and your sleep is going to suck. Your food is going to suck. All of it's going to suck. The key is along that journey is try to find a way. It's not like you're catching it. Which is hold on a second here. Like I did June 15th. I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck am I doing if I'm going to do all this to die in 2 years from now, or get into the system that I'm like I don't want to be a part of? Because I have no desire, as you've gotten to know me well enough, I have no desire to be like everybody else. I was on a path to be like everyone else. All of my peers in my age group. I was like, what the fuck? That's not me.
And you know me. I mean,
same thing.
I do not like to. I can walk into a room, and if there's another bald black woman, I'm kind of annoyed. I like to be the only one.
I love you for saying that.
I'm not even kidding.
What the fuck? Why is there always black women here? I only want to be the black woman. Get out of here.
Bald. I want to be the black woman.
I want to be the bald black woman in a room.
Yes. I want to be the only bald black woman. But so we were talking about, Dwayne put it in the chat there about the human behind the hustle. That's the thing. Just remembering, like the hustle drives, and there's nothing wrong with that. Toxic hustle is bad, but you got to remember the human behind the hustle. And so that's what I would invite
you. Good morning, my baby. I see you out there in the comments. She was up getting after it and lifting heavy this morning. Lauren. That's there's nothing more attractive than seeing somebody work as hard as my wife works. I absolutely love that. So I like to call it founder mode. You're in founder mode. You're a founder.
Oh yeah.
And when you're the founder, there's nobody else doing it other than you.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And that's where here's a question. So what, love him or hate him, this is not about Elon.
Okay.
But here's the question. Why aren't more investors wanting their CEOs of their companies to be more like Elon? Think about that for a second. So what I would love my CEO to go into a company and say, we don't need these extra 10,000 jobs because they're useless, so that I can give a better return on investment to my investors.
Yeah, I agree with that.
How come more CEOs aren't sleeping on the assembly line? How come more CEOs aren't sitting down with their employees and saying, what can I do to make your job better? I think too many CEOs are and that it's fascinating to me. You got one guy who we all revere. I'll say revere from a business side of things because he does things exceptional. And I know politically,
Yeah. Put all that aside.
all that shit aside. Let's just talk purely his business execution.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody wonders why nobody else is like, what the fuck?
Well, what resonates most with me, what you said, is a CEO who will sleep on the assembly line
Totally.
and then speak to their employees about what I can do to make your life better, because ultimately at the end of the day, you're nothing without those employees. If every single solitary employee at Tesla, let's say, for example, won the lottery and walked off, like every single one walked out the very same day, Tesla would cease to exist. It wouldn't take long.
No.
It doesn't matter how AI driven things
Agreed.
are. Right? Agreed. And so if you're a CEO and you recognize that, but that's a problem. That's why I'm doing the work I'm doing, Keith, because there are a lot of leaders, period, who don't recognize that it really is the human behind that hustle that's getting the work done.
Yeah, it's founder mode. And then when the founder goes into the kitchen, people get their arms. Oh, what? You're not supposed to be back here.
Yeah, I am.
Exactly. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
You know, what you got so far away from the work that you don't understand it.
Bingo.
We talked about that, right?
Bingo. Yeah. What do you got on your agenda today, kid?
Oh, let's see. I have a few things that are cooking, proposals that I'm sending out.
Nice.
I'm heading to Miami next week for a huge conference. I was invited to as a guest by somebody attending, a company that's sponsoring. So I'm just getting my shit together, Keith.
And how's your foray into the automotive industry coming along?
This is an auto conference.
Nice. Love it.
National Association of Minority Auto Dealers. So I'm going to be going there as a guest and meeting and greeting, and it should be good.
So it's of minorities. So you will not be a minority. So you'll be disappointed right away. You're like, what the fuck? I'm like everybody else.
There's bound to be another bald woman or two there. So I just need to get myself, all ready for that. But the coolest thing about this, it's called NAMAD. The coolest thing about this conference and that association is that there are a lot of allies and sponsors. So the mix of folks that are there, it's a very diverse group of people who are there. And a lot of the car companies are there. Senior executives from like Lexus, Toyota, Ford, etc. are there. So it should be good.
Nice.
Could be another vertical there, Keith.
There you go. Yeah. Listen, let's if you get some time to see if we can grab a coffee somewhere on the fly.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And how's your GLP journey going? Good still?
Yes. But it's funny when you mentioned to John, like, I'm kind of kidding, but not, about a course that would help those who are on GLPs to kind of like deal with the heart, head, and stomach, all that together. I think it's a really great idea.
It seems like it's a no-brainer to me because as now that I'm, in this world, learning about it, talking to people about it, researching it, it's fascinating to me how much is people just don't know. And I'm not trying to be any fucking expert by any stretch at all.
Right.
Just what I'm learning, and then I hear about things, and I'm like, well, duh, like nobody's teaching us anything.
I know, but sometimes the most obvious things, people just assume someone else is doing it.
Right.
So
yeah,
I thought it was a great idea. So
yeah,
I would take it. I would take the course.
Well, it's one of those things, though, I think that adds a lot of value to somebody when they start learning about things. Like I have a friend that's crushing her Ozempic while she's out there drinking wine, eating pizzas and fried chicken. And I'm like, well, that's really not helping.
I know, because as soon as the Ozempic's gone, the behavior hasn't changed.
Well, the behavior hasn't changed at all.
Yeah. So, and that's the change that I want. I wanted the change to happen up here because that will take care of everything else.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
cool.
So it's going, but it's going slower than I would like it to.
Oh, interesting. So what is going slower? Like
the weight loss. It's very, very, very slow.
So I guess the question I would ask is, what's the rush?
Oh, I know, Keith.
Because we got the rest of our life to live, right?
Yeah.
What's funny? I catch myself in this. Okay, so I take a picture of myself on day 1. Okay, I'll take a picture on day 30. Oh, I can't wait to take a picture on day 90. And then I catch myself going, wait a minute. I'm actually wishing for the next 60 days to go faster than they're already going to go?
Yeah, I know.
No, I don't want that. I don't, because that means 60 days closer to my dad's death. 60 days closer to my. It's like it's funny because it's that balance. Like, what's the fucking rush to get to that picture in 60 days? Because what, I'm going to be jacked? And really, I have the conversation in my mind all the time. That's why it's like when John with Dan here today. No, just go for a walk today. One thing at a time. Rest of life.
Yep, I love that.
So this is a good monologue, because this monologue, before we wrap up this morning, is when did life become one endless self-improvement project?
Shit.
Coming up next, live on Mornings in Live with Keith, John, and Friends. Whitaker, I love you, Kate. We'll talk to you later.
I love you too. Talk later.
All right, Whitaker's
bye, nation.
Bye. Jimmy, let's do it. Morning Focus coming up next. We're going to wrap it up with a big one. And it's all about this. When did life become one endless self-improvement project? Up next, live on Mornings in the Lab.
We've turned self-improvement into a scoreboard we check before living. The morning starts with numbers, and somehow our own body comes second.
Discipline should be an act of care. It turns dangerous when every habit becomes evidence that we're still not enough.
We call it growth because that sounds responsible. But sometimes we're not growing. We're just making self-rejection look productive.
The device can measure our sleep, steps, recovery, and heart rate. It still can't tell us whether we actually felt alive today.
We keep moving the finish line after every win. The body improves, the business grows, and peace still gets postponed.
The real cost is trust. We stop believing our own experience because a dashboard, a routine, or a target gets the final word.
Maybe improvement isn't the problem. The problem is needing a future version of ourselves before we allow any respect today.
Keith's about to take this deeper, because becoming better should not require abandoning the person who carried us this far.
All right, this one might be as much a reminder to myself as to all of us, but this morning, before I had even finished my first coffee, I had already been graded myself. True story. My sleep score, the hours slept, my recovery, my resting heart rate, the calories burned, my steps taken, my protein consumed, and you know what? Admission, I hadn't even started living yet. Another admission. And somehow I was already behind the day, because when's the last time you woke up and you simply asked yourself this? How do I feel? Not what was my sleep score? True story. So as a matter of fact, I kind of redefined how I went about it this morning. This is why I wrote this down. So this morning I actually focused on my feelings first using my journal app instead of my sleep score. Yesterday it was sleep score. Today, how am I feeling? Right? Because I asked myself, did I recover properly? Did I eat enough protein? Was I productive? Did I make enough money? Did I become a better version? Fuck, man. We've turned being alive, it seems like, into a quarterly performance review. And I got to be honest, guys, and that's why I love sharing with you, is that I'm as guilty of this as anybody. Yeah, tracking food, tracking workouts, tracking sleep, sometimes waking up feeling pretty good, looking at a shitty sleep score, and then suddenly deciding I just feel terrible. And listen, we've talked about it before. Do I trust the numbers? No, I trust how I feel. The numbers are perhaps a gauge over time. My body will tell me one thing. The data, well, it tells me something else, and you believe the data. Here's the thing. We're outsourcing our relationship with ourselves to dashboards. Now listen, I believe in discipline. You guys know that. We talk about it daily. Discipline is my life. Discipline has changed my life time and time again. Training has changed my life. Showing up every morning with all of you has changed my life. This is not me telling you to throw away your fitness tracker, your cancel your gym membership, or even starting to eat donuts in bed. No, because all that is bullshit too. All I'm saying is that, are we working on ourselves because we care about ourselves, or are we working on ourselves because deep down you can't stand yourself? That's an interesting question. Because those two things can look exactly the same from the outside. Two men standing beside each other in the gym doing the exact same leg workout, and one's training because he respects his body, the other's training because he's trying to punish it. Think about that. Same weights, same sweat, same gym, same discipline, but completely different relationships with themselves. Who are you? Are you one or the other? And that's the line between self-discipline and self-rejection, because self-discipline says this: I am worth taking care of. Where self-rejection says, well, maybe, just maybe, if I finally fix enough things, I'm going to become worth something. I'm going to get some abs, so people are going to like me. I'm going to get some shoulders, so I'm going to look stronger. Listen, self-discipline, it celebrates progress. Self-rejection, yeah, it moves the finish line. You lose 10 pounds, why not 15? Wait a minute, accept the 10. You build a successful company, why isn't it bigger? Wow, been there. You finish a great show. How many people watched? You eat 150 grams because you have hit a 180. We're always judging ourselves to wanting more. We don't know how to experience our lives without evaluating our performance inside of them. Every meal, fuel. Every walk, steps. Every hobby becomes a side hustle. Every friendship becomes a network. And guys, I am guilty of this as anybody, which is why I couldn't wait to share this with you guys, because I was writing my story for all of you. Yeah, meal, fuel, walk, steps, hobby, hustle, friendship, network, conversation, content. You guys get the fucking drift? It's horrible. Rest, recovery, sleep, performance. Everything seems like it's another fucking KPI. Happiness? Oh, where am I on the happiness scale? And entrepreneurs like me and like Cheryl Whitaker, and I'm thinking even like Dwayne, we are especially bad for this because we're trained to turn everything into a system. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but it's reality. The business targets, the show targets, revenue targets, your scale targets. And then we bring that same mentality home, turning it onto our bodies, our marriages, our fatherhood, our entire lives, just thinking that everything needs to be fixed. Every department, your body, the money, the marriage, the career, the mindset, the productivity. So when does the dividend get paid? When do we actually experience the life we've worked so hard to build? It's funny because Dwayne put it into the comments. Maybe along the way, we're missing all of the now moments if we're trying to build a life that might actually never be because you're too busy trying to build it instead of busy being inside of it. Guys, self-improvement can become a socially acceptable form of self-rejection. It looks healthy. It sounds responsible. People applaud it. But maybe, just maybe, underneath all of that discipline can be one quiet belief. I'm still not good enough. And if that's you, if that's the engine driving you, there's not going to be ever results that are going to satisfy you. There's an entire economy built around convincing you, my friend, you, that the current version of you is unacceptable. Your body's wrong, your routine is wrong, your mindset's wrong, your productivity is wrong. But don't worry, somebody's got the course, the supplement, the app, the peptide, or even the answer. Because the self-improvement industry, this show, ironically enough, wants you, needs you to improve. But it can never afford to let you feel complete because the moment you believe you might already be enough is the moment that it becomes harder to sell to. So, you ask yourself, am I prosecuting myself with all these decisions? You can watch your counts every step of the walk, but it cannot tell you whether you notice the person walking beside you. Ask yourself, are you a present partner? Are you a loyal friend? Or whether you made another human being feel seen today? Because the most meaningful parts of life often leave no data behind, my friends. Because maybe the answer isn't less discipline today. Maybe it's more humanity inside of the discipline. Maybe that one walk doesn't count toward anything, or maybe it's that one meal that you don't calculate, or the one conversation that you don't turn into content. Because at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself what you improved. Did I actually live today? Did I work on myself? Did I push myself? Did I challenge myself? Because if you did all that, don't abandon yourself in the process. Because the goal isn't to become a person who no longer needs improvement. That person doesn't exist. The goal is to become someone you don't have to hate into changing. And there is a big difference with that. Let me say it again. The goal, my goal, your goal is to become someone you don't have to hate into changing. Because you are allowed to become much more than what you want to today, without believing that who you are today is somehow less. All right, wrap it up, guys. Thank you, Dwayner. Yeah. it's a monologue that affects all of us, I think, right? Because we're all listen, you know, if we're a member of this community, we're a member of our show, we're all trying to do things better. I know you all are. Lauren is, Dwayne is, Petro is. We're all trying really hard. And then today, and Spartacus, Daniel Hall, Charlie's out there. I know he is. Holroyd's out there. Kiesel's out there. Sullivan's out there. I know Rico's out there. We're all trying, right? And that's the whole point of this time. But guys, as we're trying, let's not lose ourselves with into somebody that we don't want to hate into changing, right? So listen, I hope you guys enjoyed the show here today. It was light. It was fun. It was just a nice, fun, simple conversation on a Thursday before we head into a Friday of another weekend of The Loop. Tomorrow, Petro's back with Keith and John live on the big show we call Mornings and Alive with Keith, John, and Friends. Roofy opens it up at 7:30 on Kindness Rising. So, guys, we'll see you live in 24 hours, 22 to be exact. On behalf of Archie, Jimmy, Neiman, the entire crew, lots of love from me to you. Guys, go eat your food, get your steps in, get some rest. And we'll see you guys in less than 24 hours. Have a good one, nation.